All right. Thank you so much. Again, my apologies for being late. Yeah, so my presentation and paper mostly focuses on the use of shapewear within theatrical costume design and how that can sort of be a conversation and a collaboration with the actor rather than something that's sort of dictated by the costume designer. So the decisions made by costume designers really shape how audience perceive characters visually. However, these decisions can cause actors to react negatively if it conflicts with their own perceptions of their body, especially if shapewear is involved. Because actors have an established relationship with their body beyond the characters that they're performing, their internalized perception of their body should influence the choices of the designer, specifically when using modern shapewear for a contemporary production. So the difference between modern shapewear and historical shapewear. So modern shapewear is defined as undergarments created post-1970 that changed the shape of an actor's body. Historical productions use period-appropriate shapewear such as corsets to achieve a historical silhouette. For example, hoop skirts or the bustle shown here, which drastically altered the actor's form to create an artificial shape to the woman's body. However, there's no universal artificial silhouette in contemporary Western fashion, so the use of shapewear in modern productions is largely left to the discretion of the designer. In her paper, Beauty Beyond a Size 16, Dr. Amanda Ternowski argues that if there is a modern desired body shape for women, it's one which accentuates the breast, butt, and thighs while providing the illusion of a slimmer waist to create a perfect hourglass figure. So the use of padding and constrictive garments is what we would consider, to create this shape is what we consider modern shapewear. However, modern shapewear is far less common for everyday clothing than it was for shapewear in previous periods of fashion history. So here's some modern fashion clothing, modern shapewear, and you can see that it's not necessarily needed to create any specific silhouette under these clothes versus a historical silhouette. So would this character choose to wear shapewear within the context of the play? Designers have to be mindful of their own internalized perception of a preferred body type, which may work against promoting size diversity on stage. The body positivity movement has brought greater awareness and sensitivity to the issue of body shaping. Sometimes body enhancements are appropriate, for instance, when a character's physical attributes are specifically described in the script, but when there's no specific physical qualifications for a character, the question has to be raised, would this character choose to wear shapewear? Therefore, in an effort to promote body diversity and avoid unnecessarily shaping the actor's body, the use of modern shapewear in costume design should be examined. So shapewear under casual versus formal wear. Modern shapewear is often introduced during fittings in order to aid fitting into or filling out a costume, or to eliminate bulges or rolls. In cases such as these, if modern shapewear is not character appropriate or prescribed by the script, it usually becomes a comment on the actor's body. So to understand actors' feelings about body shaping, I sent out an anonymous questionnaire to actors from a variety of theatrical backgrounds. So theater, so community theater, Broadway, dance, all different areas, to ask them about their experiences. And the biggest concern regarding shapewear was there was often a lack of communication about how the use of shapewear was necessary for the character or story that was trying to be told on stage. So one actor suggested, this is a quote, "If the shapewear isn't written into the script and can't be justified, it should just be up to the actor to decide what undergarments are appropriate if they're unseen by the audience." Actors described wanting input into how their body is shaped under their costume for modern production specifically. So this includes when actors want shapewear to ease their own body anxiety or because they think their character would have worn it. If a costume is a garment that a character or actor would have reasonably worn shapewear under within the context of the play, such as a formal wedding gown, shapewear may be appropriate. One actor described a specific instance when she said, "The dress I was wearing was a fitted, elegant evening gown. I would have worn Spanx anyway, but I do think the costumer wanted a smooth line for the look." Which brings us to the idea of shapewear to create a smooth line. The idea of a smooth line was brought up a number of times by survey respondents. Smoothing is the practice of using tight, stretchy shapewear to eliminate any bulges in specific areas, which is usually the stomach and back. Body smoothing is a fashion industry creation that has been pushed by advertisers for decades. The concern with eliminating bulges and creating a proportional silhouette can be detrimental to an actor's self-image and make them feel as if their natural shape is somehow wrong. So one actor described a particularly alarming instance where their body shape was critiqued by a designer. So she said, "I was asked to wear a shaping/smoothing tank top under a long sleeve t-shirt. I asked the costume designer why during my second fitting and was informed that she wanted to avoid back bulge from the bra line. This was the first time I'd even thought about this concept. I was 23 years old and I was horrified. I still wear these tank tops under everything to this day." So adjusting bodies that do not appear smooth under costumes or are different than the desired proportions could contribute to a culture of discrimination that perpetuates the idea that fat bodies are somehow other. In her paper, "You Are What You Wear," Dr. Lauren Downing-Peters explains that treating certain areas of the bodies as bad because bulging is damaging because, unlike clothing, fatness on the body cannot be taken off at the end of the day. Oops. So when shapewear was used and not presented as optional, most of the actors surveyed preferred that the costume designer discuss the need for shapewear within the context of the play. So this includes, within the play, are there societal pressures for the character that would have them be wearing shapewear? Is this character overly sexualized by other characters in the play that would have them wearing shapewear? Things like that. And this would be a justification of the designer's choices. Actors recommended costume designers use communication and choice when considering shapewear for a costume. One respondent explained, and this is a quote, "Most people that would be forced into shapewear know that someone out there believes that they need to wear it. Have open communication from a place of kindness and understanding. Be prepared to make adjustments and compromises. It's your job as the designer to accommodate the actors that are cast. In other words, it will always be easier, healthier, and less expensive to make a costume fit an actor than attempt to make an actor fit a costume." Because shapewear is usually introduced at an actor's first costume fitting, the fitting is the logical place for this conversation to occur. However, costume designers should think critically about the need and use for shapewear early in their design process before the conversation is ever broached with an actor. So character analysis for shapewear. Meredith Magnan is a researcher and advocate for fat acceptance in theater, and she sent me some great character analysis questions that costume designers should ask themselves when considering shaping an actor's body. So you need to ask yourself, as the designer, why are you padding or constricting this actor? Am I putting the actor in shapewear because of my own biases towards fatness? Am I growing or shrinking certain areas of the body in order to get more period accurate shape or to get laughs? Are those laughs required for the script or just because we thought it'd be funny? Am I using fatness in a negative manner to show a character as slovenly or ugly? So other questions that designers could consider: is there an event in the script that would affect how this character presents their body? Is this character dressing for a formal occasion or one that would be more likely to wear shapewear to? Is the body of the character specifically mentioned in the script, and is padding or shaping required to achieve that look? If the use of shapewear is justified by character analysis, the costume designer is able to communicate to the actor it as a design choice rather than their personal aesthetic projected onto the actor's body. It's about self-awareness and asking ourselves difficult questions. So long before the costume fitting, if designers begin their process with the actor's natural body in mind, introducing shapewear can be a conversation concerning the character rather than a command to alter the actor's shape. Creating the visual representation of the character on stage is always going to involve conversations about the actor's body. But as costume designers, we should be questioning the need for shapewear and determine if sculpting the actor's body is necessary, unwarranted, or even possibly damaging to the actor's self-image. Within the scenario of open communication, actors could feel more comfortable expressing a desire for shapewear, even if it's not required for the character, but to ease any anxiety about their body. So when shapewear is discussed rather than required, costume fittings can become a more accepting and collaborative experience rather than a power struggle between the designer and the actor. And that's everything.